Have you ever wondered why your scores skyrocket on holes that look so inviting? Well, hey, I'm Paul Jamison, and in this video, we're exposing the 3 hole types that are secretly killing your game. I'll break down the common mistakes average players make and reveal simple, smarter strategies to lock in easy pars and maybe even snag a birdie. Stick around. By the end, you'll be playing it safe and smart and shave strokes off your scorecard and feel like a scratch golfer in no time. Let's dive in.
One hole that is absolutely killing our scores are these drivable par 4s. So it's slight dog-leg left here, but the problem is up by the green, there's a red hazard. So if I hit my driver here and I hit it good, just left the green, I'm gonna be in the hazard. There's also out of bounds to the right. There's some water over there. Whoever designed these short par 4s, they're trying to entice you in, right? They're trying to sucker you in to hit driver, and then next thing you know, you get a double or triple bogey. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna hit an iron and just aim right down the middle. This has no chance of getting up there by the green, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna try to get an effortless, easy par here on this drivable par 4. My driver's in my bag. Nice iron right. We'll go see how much yardage we have left in from there. So next time you have a drivable par 4, if there's hazards around, if there's out of bounds, there's bunkers up by the green, be careful. The golf course designers are smart. We gotta be smarter than them and just put an iron into the fairway. Life feels good out here in the middle of the fairway. So again, it takes discipline off the tee box on a short drivable par 4 to leave the driver in the bag and to hit what I call a fairway finder, the club that you're most confident hitting in the fairway, because now I got a wedge into this green. If I would have hit my driver up by that tree over there, that's a red hazard over there. You're looking at a bogey, double bogey, triple bogey possibly. All the way over there, there's marsh, there's water, there's OB, there's nothing but trouble. But here in the fairway, life is good. So let's see if we can get kind of an easy, effortless par on a short par 4 by not being a sucker and hitting driver like they wanted us to. Okay, we got 125 yards with a lot of wind coming off the Gulf helping us. Be good, baby. Money, 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 money. I talked about an effortless par. We got to putt for the hot wing. That's a birdie. If you're ever out here actually at this course, Bobby Jones, you can see how there's marsh and red hazards all down that left side there. One time I hit my driver and I had enough distance to hit it on the green, but I went left. There's bunkers over there as well, so it's just not worth it. By playing it smart, hitting my fairway finder from 125 yards, hitting a wedge, I got a realistic look at birdie here from about 7 feet. Now that's probably 6 or 7 feet. Let's go. Let's go. Drivable par 4. We left the driver in the bag because we didn't want to hit it into the sand there. We hit it in the fairway, we knocked it up here, we made the putt. That's an authentic birdie there. And if you guys are enjoying this content, please smash that subscribe button. Most folks that watch the channel aren't even subscribed. So if you're finding value from our golf content, please subscribe. Now, a gigantic mistake that I used to make, I'm trying not to make it anymore, but you get to a par 5 and you're thinking, I'm gonna get home in 2. I've been in the gym, I've been working out, I'm going for it in 2, baby. Playing hero golf like that, I can't tell you how many times has led me to a double bogey, a triple bogey. I've gotten 7, 8s, 9s, and 10s on par 5s before because I think, oh, I'm gonna go for it in 2 and get an eagle. We have a very difficult par 5 here because, show them this, Josiah, all the way down the right side is out of bounds. So with driver off the tee here, I have a big shot dispersion, so I very likely could hit my drive out of bounds. So I'm not gonna hit drive. I'm gonna play it as a 3-shot par 5. Now there's some par 5s, I'll try to go for it in 2 if there's not a lot of trouble, but there's a lot of trouble on this hole. So let's play smart to where we have a wedge into the green, knock it on the green, give us ourselves a look at birdie or an easy par. All right, that drive is going out there. Hopefully it's just short of that bunker. If it went in that bunker, we in trouble, but we might be just short of it. We shall see. We're not gonna go for it in 2 because there's out of bounds and there's all kind of bunkers and troubles up by the green. We're already pre-planning that we're gonna have a wedge into this green. This is a classic example of something that is absolutely destroying our scores. From here, if you have more than 200 yards into a par 5 and you got trouble like this up by the green, right of that green is out of bounds. If I hit my second shot out of bounds, then I gotta drop it for 3 here, then I'm hitting 4, 5, 6. Next thing you know, you got an easy double bogey. Now it's not easy, but You don't want a double bogey. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit an iron and I'm gonna try to give myself a wedge in, because if I have a wedge in, I believe I can knock my wedge on the green and have a look at birdie, or if not, if I don't make the birdie, I have an easy par. When it comes to golf, the reason why a lot of golfers aren't breaking 90 is because they're trying these hero shots. They're trying to just drive the short par fours. They're trying to get home on 2 on par 5s all the time without respecting the out of bounds. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna aim plenty left from the out of bounds. I'm gonna knock it up there so I have a wedge in on my next shot. Right down the middle, baby. And that should give us a wedge in on our next shot. So we're playing for a score. We're playing for easy pars, stress-free pars. On this par 5, most high handicap golfers would have got a 3-wood out or a 3 metal there and tried to go for the green in 2. Technically, you could probably reach it in 2 because the wind's helping us. I hit it into the middle of the fairway. We'll have a wedge in. Let's go knock it on the green, take our birdie putt. And if we miss it, we have an effortless, easy par. That's what keeps our scores lower. Par's fine, par's my friend, but I don't like doubles, triples, quadruples, and beyond. And that's what happens when you try to go for it on 2 on these par 5s when there's trouble lurking by the greens. Be smarter than that. The goal here is to just knock this on the green and get our effortless par. If we can make the birdie putt, awesome. If not, let's get a par and prove that you don't have to always go for it in 2 and hit a wood into this par 5 green. Be good, baby. All right, middle of the green. As long as I don't 3-putt that, which I'm capable of, we're gonna have a pretty easy par. Hitting a hero shot doesn't really help you that much. Maybe you'll pull one off every now and again. And people like Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods in his prime, these guys are very disciplined golfers on the course. They're considering where out of bounds and hazards are and avoiding them and being smart. And so on par 5s, don't always go for it in 2 just because you have the distance to get there. That's the main thing. Just because you have the distance to get there doesn't mean you should. The question is, if your shot goes awry and it goes bad, is it gonna get you a penalty shot? And if it is, you probably don't wanna go for it in 2. You just wanna lay up like I did, have a wedge in, knock it up there, and get your easy par. This putt's uphill and left to right. Let's see if we can get a nice 2-putt here and get our effortless par. Missed it on the low side. It ain't gonna be effortless par, but we got about a 4 or 5 footer for par here. Let's go. It wasn't necessarily effortless, but again, look at all that trouble down there. So most high handicap golfers would have hit driver off the tee, then they'd have like 210 into the short par 5. This isn't a long par 5. They would have hit their wood to try to go for it in 2 and be Superman, right? Be Bryson DeChambeau, be Tiger Woods. Next thing you know, you hit your ball into the woods and you have to re-hit one and you're looking at a double, triple, quadruple, and then you get done with the hole, you're furious because you're like, I saw an easy par 5 and you got an 8. I've been there, I've done that. I've gotten 7s and 8s on par 5 so many times that now I'm like, you know what? Even though I am, you know, look at them triceps. I have been working out. I can't, thank you. I could easily got to this green in 2 if I hit driver. I'd have probably had a hybrid in. I could have had an eagle putt. I could even made it and bragged about everything. The problem is I could have also hit my drive into the woods there. I could have hit my second shot into the woods there or into the bunker, and I could have got myself a 7, 8, or 9. So I'm at the point in my golf game, I'm not gonna get mad if I get a bogey. If I would have missed that par putt there, got a bogey, I wouldn't have been mad. If I would have got a double or triple or quadruple on this par 5, I'd be furious. It all can be avoided by making smarter decisions. A sneaky hole that's causing our scores to go up are these short par 3s where we try to go for the pin and get our first hole in one. And then we get ourselves short-sided, which I'll explain when we get up to the green what that means, or we get ourselves in a bunker. We have a 130-yard par 3. It's very short, but there's trouble to the right with a big bunker there. And then to the left, there's a big mound and everything kicks left. And then there's all kind of water short. Sometimes they tuck the flag over there behind the bunker, or they'll tuck it way left over there by the mound. And if you aim at it and you don't hit a good shot, next thing you know, you're short-sided, and when you're chipping, you don't have much green to work with. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna pretend there is no pin on the course. What does success look like on this shot is that I'm on the middle of the green. I don't wanna be in that big butt sand trap, and I don't wanna be over on that mound where it's gonna kick left and possibly go into the water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim for the middle of the green. Now we have another problem. We have like a hurricane or something. We have these gigantic winds right now. I have to take into account that the wind's gonna really push this ball to the right. So I'm gonna have to aim a little bit left, club up a little bit and hit. I'm hitting a gap wedge here. All right, let's see what the wind's gonna do to it, but it's going where I aimed. Woo-wee! I aimed at the middle of the green, it came up a little short. That's my 155 club. I took a full swing and I'm on the front of the green on the fringe there. So that was like a lot of wind up there. Aim at the middle of the green, try to hit it on the green, which I failed to do there. Get your 2-putt, get your par, and move on. Let's go see if we can get a par. The accuracy of aiming to the middle of the green was spot on there. This is absolutely center of the green. Problem was I miscalculated them hurricane winds. I just left it short, which I didn't think I was gonna leave it short, but I did. Anyway, this chip shot, it's a lot easier than chipping from over there. Over there would be the short side where you don't have as much green to work with. And being in that big pot bunker down there is disastrous. Because I didn't aim at the pin, I just aimed at the middle of the green. I have a relatively easy chip shot here because I have all kind of green to work with. I'm gonna hit a nice little bump and run. I know this wind's kind of knocking it down as well, so. All right, that was pretty good. We got about a 3.5 footer for the Parmesan. Let's go see if we can get a par. Just like that. Pretty much effortless par because I didn't aim at the sucker pin, just aimed at the middle of the green. I hope that these tips have helped you. Next time you have a drivable par 4, really pay attention to what hazards are up by the green. If there's a red hazard, there's water, white hazard, and out of bounds, if there's a bunch of bunkers, is it really worth hitting driver? Or would it make more sense just to hit a fairway finder shot in the fairway, knock yourself a wedge up there on the green, get you an effortless par? On those par 5s, when you're kind of at a place where you're like, you know what, I think I could get there in 2, I got the distance. Just because you got the distance, ask yourself, well, if this shot goes wrong, am I gonna possibly get a penalty stroke? And if the answer is yes, then just knock it up there with an iron, give yourself a wedge in, knock the wedge on the green, get a 2-putt, easy par. These are what's causing our scores to go higher, is we try to drive these short par 4s. We try to go for it in 2 on par 5s when there's trouble lurking around the green. And then on these par 3s, what most high handicap golfers do is they just aim at the pin. They don't even pay attention to, well, what if I missed it over there? I'm gonna be short-sided. Next thing you know, you're looking at a bogey or double because those up and downs, not even the pros can get all those up and downs when you're short-sided. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, if you're finding value from my golf content, please smash that subscribe button. We hope to catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.